This person's asked, I have a friend that has about 1,750 XRP and has a plan that starts at the $1,000. I say he's being too euphoric. Am I wrong? Asking for a friend, of course. No, I don't think you're being too euphoric at all. Again, kind of going back to what I was just talking about, these price points that I've been discussing for the last year, and here explicitly, toward the end of 2025 and into early 2026, are predicated on certain catalysts taking place. We need the reverse carry trade to unwind. We need stablecoin adoption at scale. We need the back end of the stock market to start settling instantly. We need these ETFs to drive a bunch of liquidity into XRP. We need exchanges to have huge amounts of demand for XRP because liquidity is dried up there because Tether has problems. There's all of these things that are dominoes in my domino theory that I put out 18 months ago and have been talking about since then and iterating on top of and continue to double down on because I continue to get validation from certain key individuals and people that I speak with on an infrequent basis that state that they believe it's accurate. People that would know. So, had a conversation today that was very interesting that I can't talk about. Again, I wish I could tell you guys all this stuff. Anyway, yes, I think you're just fine in your price prediction. I don't think you're being too euphoric. I think that that's even not too distant in the future that price point will be reached. But I don't know why you would sell. If it's $1,000, you have $1.75 million at that point. It's really not going to be it's life-changing money. Okay, so I don't want to downplay or poo-poo that amount of money. That's a lot of money for a lot of people, and it is life-changing, right? You can work because you want to and you don't have to, at least for a period of time. It's not enough to retire on. Now, if you were earning 5% a year, let's call it $2 million. We'll just go ahead and round it up a little bit. Let's say it gets over a little more than $1,000 at the amount that you have. Now, you're let's say you're earning 5%. So what is that? It's $80,000 a year. Is that right? That's not right. 2 million, 5%. I'm going to use the calculator because my brain's not working. It's late. 2 million times 0.5. $100,000 a year. Okay. Thank you. All right. So 100 grand a year. It depends on where you live in the country. That might be enough for you to get by and be okay. It might be enough that you just have to work part-time. Again, it might be enough that you could just step back from your job and decide to, pursue a different career. That's how I would look at it. I wouldn't start liquidating that. You're going to have huge tax implications that you're going to owe. And if you're selling the asset itself, it's not going to continue to go up in value over the long term. You're going to lose the upside there. And you're also selling something that could be generating you cash returns. Why wouldn't you just use the cash returns to live off of that and not touch the principal? Or you could borrow against it. Borrowing against it, a portion of it, I wouldn't borrow against all of it, but a portion of it, and then using a portion of it to be able to service the debt with the income off of that is another way that you could do it to be able to hold on to it for the appreciation, get more of a lump sum out in the short term if you wanted to buy a home or do something else. But I wouldn't even do that. Again, I would buy assets. I would buy a car wash. I would buy, a laundromat. There are tons of baby boomers aging out of the workforce that own boring businesses that you can roll up. There's tons of them. And they have run them their whole life. Their kids don't want to run them, and they are willing to sell them at reasonable prices and often stay on for an earnout to be able to transition that to somebody else so that they can step into the business. Ben Kelly, if you guys don't know who Ben Kelly is, highly recommend you go check him out. He runs Acquisition Ace. He's acquired 7 businesses in the last 4 years now, I believe, and makes about $1.3 million a year working 30 hours a week. All through SBA loans and creative financing.